Well, Darren, very much joining me as ever on game day, and the final away game of the season ends in our good friend 0-0. Yes, a goalless draw in Shropshire, and well, the dead rubber of the dead rubberous has ended. Your thoughts as ever, my friend?
Yeah, hi again, Ross. 0-0. We probably could have predicted that at the start of the game. I don't think we started too bad, really. I thought there was a lot of good movement. Things didn't quite come off, but I'm starting to see how Cook wants this formation. Just unfortunately, at the moment, we haven't got players that can produce anything. When the final ball needs to come in, that little pass, the shot on target, none of that's coming off. I've always been concerned with this kind of that it's one up front, but previously when he first came in, we had no movement, did we, from midfield? No one was over, making forward runs, and we didn't have fullbacks making runs. But as the game went on, I thought the quality kind of dropped, and saw we were 2 against 1. Norwood and Parrott through, and Norwood can't make a pass. So no, not good. No subs. Decided not to make a sub, so all those players travelled that way. So that, I think, that kind of sends a message as to what their future is as well. The good things, so that let's focus on the positives. I thought Dobra was really lively, much more confident. I guess he's been encouraged just to keep making runs, run with the ball, because he obviously gave it away a lot as well and ran into trouble, things like that. But it's good that he's getting forward, and but still no quite end product either. But Parrott as well. Oh my Jesus, that's the worst game he's played. He was really bad tonight. After a good performance when he came on the sub the other day. So that's, it's just a shame for all that. Other good things, hopefully that's the last time we see that away kit, that being our last away game. So I've not liked that kit at all. So that's good. Let's get rid of that kit. We're 1 game away from the end of the season. That's another good thing. I thought Downs was looking again back to his solid kind of get away from me, this is my ball type of attitude. He's not a big lad, is he? But he's strong. He just can hold people off, and I love to see that. Dazelle showed tonight that if there's people ahead of him making runs, he will pass forward. I still don't understand people who keep bashing him for backward passing, because there's nothing wrong with passing back, but if he gets the ball and no one's ahead of him making any runs, he can't pass it forward. So he's just got to keep the ball moving. So we saw some good passing from him tonight, I thought. But yeah, we're 2 poor teams. Where you look in the league table, that they dished up the quality that you would have expected from teams. What are we now? Are we 11th, 12th, whatever we are. Mid-table League One teams. That was a perfect example tonight of that. So, yeah, let's go on to Saturday. Hopefully, Vincent Young's shoulder injury. It looks, obviously, we're not doctors, but it looks like it was he dislocated it, or something's happened to it. So let's just hope that isn't gonna cause him many issues for another week or 2. Obviously, the season's finished on Saturday, so hopefully that's not a big issue. And we move on. Lunchtime kickoff. So let's all get some nice lunch in, a few beers maybe, and just enjoy the last the last game of the season.
Well, Matt, very much joining me as ever on game day. It's Matt's 40th birthday tomorrow, and his present was a goalless draw against Shrewsbury Town, the last away game of the season. And we've seen 6 goalless draws in 10 games now. Your thoughts as ever, my friend?
Hi, and thank you very much. Yes, what else could somebody on the cusp of a midlife crisis possibly want than a 0-0 draw against Shrewsbury in sunny Shropshire on a I don't even know what day it is today, on a Tuesday night. Absolutely bloody freezing. today, but it got slightly warmer out on the pitch. I thought, yeah, it wasn't the best Town performance. How many times have I said that to you so far this season? But it's much more promising. I thought our bright sparks came in the shape of people like Dobra, the Albanian Messi, or should Messi be the Argentinian Dobra? I don't know. Flynn Downs looking at getting back to his imperious best. Kenlock looking really assured on the left wing. This is worrying. He's looking decent. Is he going to be back up next season, or is he actually going to be our flying left wing back? I thought Norwood did a cracking job up front, snatching at his chances potentially. I think once Parrott goes, I'd actually like to see Dobra in that 10 position. I've not been convinced by Teddy Bishop this season, and you'll have to forgive my indigestion, as I was saying to you in the warm up. I've got a rather spicy vegan chowder on the go, but there we go. That's enough. That's enough of a window into my world. Crying shame about KVY. We were talking about how good it is seeing him get back up to full strength. I mean, he hasn't really hit those heights, has he, of about 18 months, 2 years ago, but he really kind of was getting back into the swing of things, and a kind of an innocuous nothing challenge where he's kind of fallen over his own feet. And I don't know. I mean, the guys at the game will be able to say what he's actually done. Looks shoulder or kind of collarbone / clavicle type area, but we showed far more willingness to run with the ball tonight, which we haven't really seen much of this season. I think it's been too familiar, this whole negative, get the ball, pass it back, exchange passes 20 times and then either give it away or give away a foul. But it was quite nice to see the likes of Dobra, Norwood, KVY and Kenlock running with the ball. And I don't know whether that's to do with the fact that there's no outlet, there's no options available to them to pass the ball. But it's quite refreshing to actually see us run more than about 5 feet with the ball. I thought Dazelle is still not convinced. We can go on about the amount of promise that the young man has. I don't know. Are we seeing his last days in an Ipswich shirt? I don't know, to be honest. And I thought Edwards as well is slowly, your boy, of course, Guillaume Brian Edwards is kind of taken a few retrogressive. I'm not even sure that's a word, but he's a few retrograde steps over the year. You know, can't beat a man, can't cross a ball. Looking far less threatening than what he did indeed at the start of the season. But, you know, I think for a game which really had nothing to play for, nothing lying on it, you know, your classic end of season dead rubber, it was entertaining stuff. It was kind of end to end at times. Again, I think our lack of discipline in terms of ball retention kind of shone through, giving the ball away or giving needless fouls away. Cornell, I think, what wasn't as commanding as what he had been. He looked really small out there tonight. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's because Holy's 18 feet tall, but well, yeah, there is that. There is that. I'm never convinced by a goalie wearing a dark kit when the home side, their kind of blue kit was really, really dark. But anyway, I'm not going to go down that whole kit rabbit hole that I'm so often tempted to do. But you know what? Us season ticket holders, we got that game for free tonight. I would have paid anyway, so it's a nice little touch by the club. I think it was a decent enough game. I mean, yeah, a win is a win. But to keep a clean sheet, they had quite a few. I think they had one clear-cut chance. We had none, but we had quite a few shots on goal. I think we stung their keeper's gloves quite a few times. But you know what? This 4-2-3-1 formation, I don't know. I think it's purely the fact that the players that we have just are not very good at doing it. And I'm sure if Paul Cook et al. In the summer got in kind of 5 or 6 players. I can see it working. But you know what? I can't see us signing more than 5 or 6. I think it will be pretty disastrous if we do. You know, we need that little bit of contingency, and we need to kind of keep going, whatever kind of momentum that we do finish the season off with at the weekend to kind of carry over to next year. But overall, you know, it was pretty positive. I know some people are going to find something to moan at, but you know, what were we? We need to be realistic. Ipswich Town fans, hello, we need to be realistic. And a 0-0 draw away, you know, there was some decent things. So I'm happy with that. So yeah, happy days, happy clapping all the way to the summer break.
Well, Ben, thank you as ever for joining me on game day. And our good friend 0-0 is back. The final away game of the season has ended in Shropshire. Your thoughts as ever, my friend?
Yeah, it was actually not bad as 0-0s go. I'm sure many fans who, quite rightly, you may say, kept their money in their pocket and didn't watch this evening won't have felt like they didn't miss anything. There were a few bright sparks. I'm sure my colleagues, as I like to call them this evening, on this podcast have said that Dobra was probably the best shining light, which he was. Showed great attacking intent that as fans does get you up off your seat. Beats the man well. His decision making in the final third can be a bit lapsed, but hopefully someone his age can build on that. I think that's why we get so disappointed with his contemporaries like Edwards, because he's got a man with much more experiences, you know, over 100 appearances in the Football League, and yet he has the same distribution issues that Dobra has, but you know, you're willing to, you know, let Dobra slide a little bit because he's that much younger. And again, tonight, between the two of them, Dobra was the better player. So if he's around next season, there's certainly, not a rough diamond, is probably overplaying it, but certainly something we can work on there. And that's what I'm looking for from these games. You know, as we know, we've commented enough times that the season's over. Wanted to look at some positives, trying to keep it positive for our fan base. So Dobra's the main shining light. I thought Downs again controls the game quite well, gets stuck in as we know. No problems really defensively for us. Walford and McGuinness were fine. I wonder if McGuinness will be back next year. The fact he still gets played, so maybe Cook has been looking at that. KVY, of course, we're going to chat about. It looks like a dislocated shoulder. Obviously, devastating news for him, but hopefully, in terms of that sort of injury, it wouldn't keep you out too long in terms of pre-season unless there's complications. Kenlock again did okay, but I think he's probably going to be our backup left back if he stays. But overall, the likes of Parrott, no thank you. You can go back to Spurs. Can't believe he's got an international cap. Poor old Ireland. They must have terrible footballers. The fact he's getting called up to international football. And Dozel again just doesn't show enough for me. But overall, the positive is that Dobra played well. I'm going to hang my hat on him this evening. We kept another clean sheet. And what is it? Only 2 defeats in 10 games, actually, Ross. So if you look at it that way, maybe it isn't all doom and gloom. But I know we're all can't wait for the season to end. It's not all, you know, I'm sure next year, if we keep a few of the players that are on there and add around it, we will be singing much brighter songs next year. But yeah, tonight's game, loads of chances. Actually, decent game for a neutral. Just well, they weren't clinical either. So I'm sure if the game was in the Championship with Championship players, it could have been about 4 each. But none of the players tonight were good enough to score. So unfortunately, yeah, another 0-0.